I thought it'd be fun to enjoy some brekkie, kind of like how I'm hoping you all are doing. It's lovely, I hope lovely Saturday morning. I don't know. Kind of give an update. I have been doing a lot of limited in Edge of Eternities, and that is getting posted on our TCG page. So if you want to see what we're posting, just Google TCG Find Seller and look up Deck Doctor. And we've been doing pretty well in sales. That's one of the reasons why I was pretty busy. We had to get it all like packaged and shipped to all as soon as possible. And luckily, a lot of you seem really happy about that, and that makes me happy. So I'm really glad that you're all getting the cards that you ordered from us to support us in our Magic addiction. But anyway, been making more scenario videos that have been doing better. I've also been going to get back to the whole voice thing. Got more Funko Pops for it, in case you all can't tell. But that's pretty much it. Like, things have just been busy in other areas too, but like we're kind of getting back with some things. We might be slow because I'm going to be visiting some family soon, but either way, we're going to get back to it probably starting in September, do one here and there and into August, but things are going to be really busy with us in other areas the end of August, and hope you kids are ready to get back to school. Yay! School's already started for a week. And trust me, I should know. But yeah, so anyway, so I thought I'd do, since things have been going really well, another live talk video where basically we give updates but also kind of do a scenario game, and if people are in the chat at the time we do this, then we talk about it. If they're not in the chat this time, then I just kind of do a play testing thing where we kind of like with the scenario question videos we do, except instead of like small videos, just a game. So that way, if you see anything in the video or something in the chat, then you could kind of put down in the comments what you would have done differently, or like what you think or agree and all that, just for fun. But yeah, with that, we're going to get started on the game. So, like I always say in these videos, what a lot of people sometimes give credit for and sometimes don't give credit for is the pre-game threat assessment, I like to call it. It's where, like, let's say someone gets out a commander and they get out something that everyone either heard stories of or has bad experience with or just knows or would describe as a broken commander, then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's a threat. To be honest, I haven't really been catching up with a lot of the pre-cons recently because the pre-cons, a lot of them seem good, but just not enough my style where I'm willing to build it and commit to it like I did with some of the decks I have already. But I'm getting the feel for some of it now that like things are kind of getting back to normal and I'm going out and playing more Commander, which is fun. But like one guy was playing the new Jund Commander, and why can't I say Edge of Eternities? Some people were playing some of the precons from Final Fantasy, all of which has been pretty fun. And also my friends have been being very creative with some of their decks recently, so that's been kind of fun. Which you could also see on our live stream, some of the games we play, and some of our friends are coming back. They have also just been really busy, and I'm sure a lot of you who will be watching this later or not watching this later will know things have been really busy recently for everybody. But, you know, now that it's come down a little bit, at least on my end, like, we're kind of getting back started with this. But, okay, sorry, back to the actual game. So, the threat assessment begins right when you see what commanders people are playing. It kind of sucks for people who just want to play for fun, I know, because you don't want to be treated like a classic example I'll probably give way too many times is when this guy took out Ur-Dragon and he said, you know, I don't know why people always target me. My deck's not scary until I bring out Ur-Dragon. But on one hand, I get it. It kind of sucks because you feel like you're not playing game. But on the other hand, that's exactly why people are trying to target you before you get it out, because once Ur-Dragon comes in and starts doing its thing, it not over, but can feel like it's over. So some commanders like that. So, but the reason why I brought up, oh, there's a lot of newer decks coming out, is it kind of, I realized something last night, which is, excuse me, because I played Marin last night, which is one of the commanders, and I don't know if I should feel old for this or it's kind of funny because someone who's getting back into Magic, I got out my Marin and it was like, yeah, I'm playing Marin. And then they're like, what's that? And at first I thought it was because I was getting kind of old, but at the same time it was also because like he's getting into Commander for the first time. He was playing other formats in the past. But it was still really funny because I was like, wait a minute, you don't know what Marin does? But when you think about it, that was like back in, it came out, I believe, in 2015. Now we're moving on to 2025. So the classic Marin that people used to look at and go like, oh my God, it's Marin. Like, I'm wondering if it's a matter of time before classic commanders like that start being looked at, being like, what does that do? And then you'll be like, this is how we win the old fashioned way. Or it would be like, man, I really need to update this deck in like a way that's sort of newer commander. So that's kind of like some of the things that some people might be experiencing, you know? But anyway, yeah, so most of these are newer commanders, though. The Marin is the older classic one. The other ones, I think, were then the last, I want to say, 3 years or so, because two of them are standard legal. One of them is just like one of the fancy cards you could pull in a collector's boosters for pretty cheap, but I love the theme. So again, usually every game starts with the assessment. One thing I will add is, like, let's say there are a bunch of commanders that you don't know or never played against before. I mean, it's harder to do threat assessment on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like you're learning something new. So, and that's always kind of a good feeling because you're seeing what other people are playing, what's going on. That definitely happened in MagicCon Vegas when I went, because there has definitely been a lot of newer things, excuse me, that people are doing. And it's kind of cool to check it out. But anyway, so starting with the threat assessment. And again, if you don't know the commander, part of you will like read what it does, but not know what it does. Because you read some commanders at first and you're like, okay, I wonder where this is going. And then it's kind of like when you start to see an action where you're like, oh, and then that'll, of course, redo your threat assessment in future games when you play against that commander because you've kind of seen what possibilities it can do. But, you know, off of reading it first, let's start with Marin. For those of you who don't know Marin, it's whenever another creature dies, you get an experience counter, which kind of like with energy counters, it's something that the player gets, but it's not something that they use. It's something they just keep because the more experience counter they have, the more things they do. In Marin's case, at the end step, if a creature's in the graveyard, you could choose to bring it back to your hand, but if you have enough experience counters equal or less or more than its mana cost, then you could actually bring it from the graveyard back into play, and there's a lot of classic tricks with that, with like 1-drops to immediately get it started. So some people, at least in my opinion, some people might look at that and think it's a threat because they know. I also have some friends who would like do it based off of the player, like, is this a player who always combos off? Is this a player who always does that? And that could seem unfair at times, and I agree with that, but at the same time, it's like they don't know the other players, so all they know is like knowing you might go off, which kind of sucks in the beginning, but like eventually get used to that feeling because sometimes you might find like I have a few friends who'd be like, why are you attacking me? I'm not doing anything. Next turn they draw and they're like, oh look, I win. Shocker! You know, so like that could be a thing too. Then there's Ian. Basically how he works is whenever a player draws their second card, they have to exile the top. And if it's a non-land card, then basically, as long as Ian's out, other people other than the owner could play it as if it was any color mana. So the joke behind this deck is it's to remind people, hey, this is a trading card game. And there's a lot of people who buy singles now and are like, no, I don't want that. So it's kind of funny, especially my CEDH friends who would like play against it and be like, that deck's bad, but I'm coming after you because I don't want to trade my cards with you. I'm playing expensive stuff, and it's just really funny. Then there's this little rat here, Nashi. I don't know why I brain farted the name. Basically, Nashi's a 2-drop, so it's kind of easy to get it out. It's a 2/2 menace that when it deals damage, you mill that many cards, and you can put any enchantments or legendaries milled this way into your hand. So, of course, it's kind of like a legendary tribal in Dimir colors with enchantments as well. So that's kind of the theme of that. Then you got Rio. I think I said the name right. It's really interesting, and I love it. Basically, the way Rio works is at the beginning of combat, you could bless a creature, so himself or others, kind of like what you would with Xenagos. But instead of like doubling it like Xenagos does, what it does is if that creature deals damage, you make that many 1/1s with Toxic 1. They can't block, of course, so that's kind of the handicap, but it's something that a lot of people are like, that's interesting. I never thought to build that deck, but then they realize how gross it could be. So really, the beginning threat assessment, it's really tough because it's not like these are crazy powerful, but they're interesting. So at least if I was a random player who's never seen these decks before, I would be like, okay, I don't really know, so let's just play and give it a shot and take it from there. So we're going to say Marin is going to take the play. So like, let's untap draw. He's going to start with a tapped land and pass. So, you know, nothing crazy in the beginning. And this is going to be a little more of a casual game. So enter Scribe 1. I think they're going to put that on bottom and then pass. Then what's going to happen is this one, he's going to play a tap land and pass. Pretty casual so far, so nothing crazy. Then this guy is going to also play a tap land. Pretty casual start, right? Everyone's just playing a tap land and not like getting mana rocks. So you can tell this is probably going to be more of a casual game, which is pleasant for some and like, oh, I'm going to destroy these people for others. So he's going to play a land and then for 2, play the Deeproot Wayfinder. So of course, the threat assessment's a little more towards this way because he already has things started. So some people are going to start by looking his way. But this might change it. He's going to play a land, gain a life. I'm just going to put that here for now. And then for 1, he's going to go ahead and play a Soul Ring. Now, of course, these 2 just played their lands. This one played a Soul Ring. So it's already at the point where this player is likely going to look at his way. And it's important for these players to keep that in mind too, because one thing that really helps you in Commander is helping to predict what the players are going to do to each other, especially if they're not you. So untap draw. We'll talk more about that if it comes up. So a land that doesn't enter tapped, and then he's going to play Nahiri. So okay, there's a couple pros and cons, and this is where I would probably do a scenario question kind of thing. But untap and draw. So this one is going to play a swamp, and then for 2, he's going to play a Suture Priest. So now whenever a creature enters the battlefield under his control, he gains a life. But whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, lose 1. Keep in mind, it is a May ability. So some players might tell you, hey, no, it's not a triggered, it's a May. So you chose not to do it by not saying anything or something like that. So untap and draw. This player is going to play, let's say, the black side of this land. It's one of the cool flip lands that you could do either way. And then for 3 mana, he's going to play the Sword of Light and Shadow. Any sword card does start to make players feel like you're a threat. So they're definitely going to be looking his way, which is why if he attacks him, those 2, especially this one who wants to get damage in, might go his way. So for now, he's just going to pass. So then untap and draw. Now this is one of the decks where ideally you get the commander out as soon as possible in case people try to do anything. So for now, he missed a land drop, which kind of sucks, but he is going to play his commander and pass. So now anytime someone draws a second card, they have to exile the top and basically share with the table. So untap and draw. He's going... Oh, okay. This deck drew the same land as that deck where I'm like, did I already draw that? So he's going to play a land, and then for 3, he's going to play Propaganda, which means... oh, this player lost his 1 life. Oop. Which means they can't attack him unless he pays 2. And of course, he does want to hit. Well, again, on one hand he wants to hit, but on the other hand, he probably wants something different. So, but then again, he also has a Propaganda. So, like, part of the scenario question I would probably ask for that is, would you rather keep him safe, or would you rather just go ahead and attack? Honestly, from his own experience, it's tough. And this is where I usually like to make scenarios, because on one hand, you could hit the guy who's going to make you lose life. You could hit the guy who's probably going to take your cards, or the guy who's going to do stuff with the graveyard and has a sword. I guess the sword is what does the sword do? So that's good to know. Oh, and return a creature from the graveyard. That means you'll be filling... Oh, wait, no, you're filling up your own graveyard. Duh. Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and attack that player for 2. Mill 2, 1... 2, they're both enchantments, so they both just go to his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He does have to discard 1, which sucks. I think he's going to discard one of the ones he just added because it's too early. So now it's going to go on to the Rhea player's turn. Untap draw. Not bad. He's going to play a swamp, and then for 3, he's going to play a Bastion of Remembrance. ETB, he's going to get a 1/1 soldier? Question mark? Human soldier, so, tomato. I'm just gonna, this deck, it doesn't matter. So he's gonna get, oh yeah, right here from the new set, Extraneous, Human Soldier. So he makes a human soldier. ETB, he gains a life, so he goes to 41. And obviously he's not going to attack because his creature is only a 1/1. So he's not going to attack, he's just going to pass. He's got that Bastion of Remembrance out. So now it's this player's turn. He's going to untap and draw. On one hand, he does have a land and he can play his commander. But I think what he's going to do instead is he's going to pay 1 life, because of the land that says you do have to pay life, and play Chupacabra. Honestly, since he has blockers for the commander, I would just blow up this one. Part of it's because I know this deck enough to know he's going to be making more tokens, and he doesn't want to lose life off of that. He does lose a life for it entering because the creature still sees him. They are also each going to lose a life, and he's going to gain a life because, of course, something died. All the more reason why he doesn't want him to go too crazy. He doesn't have tapped mana to attack, but he does have a blocker. But at the same time, that is menace, and it's clear that he's coming his way, so he's just going to pass. So now untap and draw. This is where more of the trading card game side might come in. So here's what he's going to do. For 1, he's going to play Burning Inquiry. It's a card that says all players draw 3 cards. I'm going to go around the table because honestly... and then discard 3 at random. So, but now because of his commander, he also exiles the top. It's just a land, so it says exiled. This could both help and really hurt Marin. So draw 3, shuffle 3, 2, 3. That. So he's going to discard a signet, a creature, and I know it's at random, and I'm not looking, I promise. So he discards these 3. This person's going to... Oh, and has to exile the top. He did hit an Assassin's Trophy. So during his turn, he could play that Assassin's Trophy as if it was any color if he wanted. So 1, 2, 3. Shuffle. 1. I'm not looking. 3. Discard. Random. Random. And random. So he lost 2 lands. No! Okay, and he exiles the top. It's a Phyrexian Arena. I'm just going to put it here for now. And then 1, 2, 3, shuffle, 1, 2, 3, discard 3. It is a good enchantment, good creature, and a good enchantment, sad face. And then he's going to exile the top. It's a land, so it's just going to stay exiled. So now he's kind of looking at his options, saying, okay, so you pulled that, you pulled that. Honestly, I don't think he wants anyone else to have the Assassin's Trophy, so what's he going to do? He's going, he discard a land? Boo! Okay, so now what he's going to do is, for 1, he's going to play Faithless Looting. Again, this is a once a turn thing, so it's not like he has to do it again. He's going to draw 2 and discard 2. He's going to discard one of the new cards from Edge of Eternities he decided to put in here, and Party Thrasher. So this is in the graveyard now. He's going to play a Command Tower as his land for turn. And yeah, he wants to do that now because he doesn't want to give other players the options. He is going to play Assassin's Trophy, but I think he's going to go after the... I think he's going to go after the sword, because the sword is just so gross. So, of course, this player is going to search for a swamp. Let's see if this player can find a swamp. There's a lot of forests in here. It's the ramp, but yeah, he found a swamp. Just to kind of prevent the value engine and the fact that it's a sword. Swords are one of those cards that most people are like, oh my gosh, he played a sword. So likely, yeah, he's definitely going to Assassin's Trophy that. So then he's going to, this guy's going to, does he have a 1-drop in his hand? I think he already used the 1-drop. Yeah, he's just going to pass. So then it'll go on to this player's turn, draw. Let's start with this. So with decks like this, if you can, it's always good to go to combat first, because then you can see what your other options are before you start drawing, because using your mana, because then you won't know what you have. So like this guy's going to go 2 Menace. He's going to go to 17, so he's going to mill 2. 1, 2. They're both lands, so the nice thing about this commander is if you don't get anything out of him, he gets a 1/1 counter to like raise the chances that he's going to get something. Then he's going to play a land for turn. And since he's good, what did people... He has something gross in his hand that'll depend on graveyard. So he's probably going to look at what people have in their graveyard to see if there's something that screams Play me now, please. Yeah, there is one. He's going to do it in a second. Yeah, there is one. He's going to do it. So he's going to, for 2, play Animate Dead. And he's going to bring back one of the Marin player's cards, which I like. And it's actually from Modern Horizons 3. It's the little crab guy, or the big crab guy. So, winners, battlefield, target opponent. So, obviously the Marin player seems to be the biggest threat. So he's going to target the Marin player. So now they exile the top card, something from their hand at random, and something in their graveyard at random, and he could cast one of those for free. So top card, not bad. It's a Whisper. So again, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. It's a bug. And from the hand, 1, 2, 3. It's going to suck because his hand's pretty good. Oh, yep, he's going to take the 10-10. Which is kind of sad because he just took 2 big creatures from the Marin player. So he's going to get a 10-10. These are going to stay exiled. So it's also good because it's, I believe they just go exiled. So yeah, exile. So that's good graveyard hate too. Or okay graveyard hate. So yeah, he now has a bunch of big creatures. So naturally players, these 2 are going to start looking this way and go, huh, you just did something gross. So now of course they're going to want to come at him a little. Oh, this player made a slight mistake. He could have also played a Thought Vessel first. Honest mistake. So then untap and draw. So this guy, he doesn't have any lands that don't enter tapped, so now he's got to think what he wants to do. He can't play that because it's his own card, which is sad. I think for now he's just going to scare players by playing Norn's Decree and a bounce land. So now people who attack him will get a poison counter. And so that might encourage people to not want to come at you, which is nice. So then draw for turn. He's going to look at his graveyard, no creatures anymore. Oh, that's sad. So what he's going to do now is he has 5 mana. So I think he is going to, for 5, play Grey Merchant. I know it's a little early, but his hand has reasons. So everyone's going to lose 4 life. He's going to go down to 33. He's going to go down to 35. And this player is going to go down to 38. And he's going to gain 12. So he goes up to 46. Again, he probably, I think for now, just to dig for answers, he is going to go to that player's way. He's not going to want to block because he doesn't want to lose his commander. And it says, when it deals damage, surveil 1. If it's a land, put it into play. It is a land, put it into play, scry 1. Let's put that on top. So then he's going to pass. And spoiler alert, he put a land on top because his hand doesn't have lands anymore, and you got to just keep that mana going as much as possible sometimes. So draw. He's going to start with a card called Shared the Spoils. So for those of you who don't know how it works, Share the Spoils. So the way it works is every player exiles the top card of their deck. Now, any player could play one of those cards, but anytime they do, in exchange, they have to put another one of their cards from on top in there. So, for example, right now he has a mana floating, so he's going to play the swamp as his land for turn, and then he has to contribute another card. Obviously, he doesn't want players to have that, so he's going to, for 2, play Counterbalance, has to exile another top card. Ooh, Blood Moon is gross, but unfortunately he already used too much mana for that. So for 2, he's going to, and he does have a human, so he won't take damage for this. He's going to exile that big 10-10. So that way he can't have it. But luckily, again, he has a human, so he's not going to take the 10 damage off of it, which is nice. So he has to also exile another card. Oh, nice. He did get a land, but he already played a land, so he's going to have to pass. So now it's going to go to this player's turn. Untap and draw. So what he's going to do is go to combat. He's going to go 3 menace over here. He's going to take it, go to 28. Because again, he's open. That's the sad thing about damage decks. They have to hit someone. Awkwardly all lands again, so he'll get another counter, so he'll go to 4. He's then going to play Temple of the False God as his land for turn, so he has that. It sucks, like, he really doesn't want to... I think the best thing he could do is for... let's start with this. For 2, he's going to play Thought Vessel. And then for 3, he's going to play Commander Sphere because he doesn't want... He doesn't... Like, he needs something. So that's a bounce land. Cool, he already played a land. And then 3 mana, I think what he's going to do is... I don't know, this is a tough call. For 3, he's going to play this player's Phyrexian... oh yeah, so, sorry, a bunch of triggers. So, reveal top. Ah! Yeah, that was a misplay. So, we'll just say this happened. So, he countered his 3-drop, but he still has to contribute another card. So, obviously, he's not going to play another 3-drop. So he's just going to have to awkwardly pass, which sucks. Well, I guess technically, because... Well, yeah, you know, I mean, in practice games like this, like, we could rewind, because this is what would have happened. For 2, he played Thought Vessel. He would have then revealed it and said, oh, shoot, I can't play any of those 3 drops. So I guess instead what he would have done is for an X of 5, he would have went ahead and played his, an X of 3. He'll play his Meat Hook Massacre, then contribute the next card. And when it enters, all creatures get -3/-3, which will have a bunch of triggers. So I'm just going to do the math one at a time. So both of his stuff lives. Whenever a creature you control dies, so none of mine will die, I will gain a life for each one. So 1, 2, well, that's going to live. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to gain 4 life, go to 39. The commander's going to die. Goes in the command zone. This is going to die. Each opponent's going to lose 1. And then you gain 1. And then he gains 1 back, so he's also at 39. The token goes away. Sad face. And then these 2 will die. And then he's, of course, going to sadly pass, so then it's going to be this player's turn. He's going to draw. He's going to play a hideaway land, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to put this under here. And these are going to go to the bottom. And then he's going to play his commander. And then he's going to pass. This is a weird situation. I guess the Blood Moon doesn't hurt. Well, the Blood Moon will hurt this player too, so this is what I think this player will do. Well, there's no way he's going to play the Blood Moon. That's the other thing players have to keep in mind. Is he actually going to play it? Might have to find out, because he'll lose all his blue mana. So let's see. I think in this particular situation, no one wants to play his Blood Moon. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to start by playing a land from this, exile the top card of his deck. Entomb's not bad. He's going to go ahead and play his Entomb. He's going to look for the classic Spore Frog. Wherever it is. Much of the on the very top. At this point, people are like, please don't tell me it's at the top. Okay. Even if it was worth it. He's going to play Spore Frog. Again, only 3 drops, so nothing was countered. And spell resolve, so now I think that's how it works. Exile top, it's a force. So then, for 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, he's going to play his commander. Pay a life, he's going to play Broodheart Engine. Uncommon from Aether Drift. And then, end of turn, he's going to put the Chupacabra back to his hand. And then he's going to... Well, that was at end step. He's not going to attack anyone, so he's just going to pass. So now it goes to this player's turn. Different top card now. I think honestly, with how the deck works, he's just going 2 for 5. Replay his commander. Then he's going to play. He's gonna play the bounce lands, and he's gonna return one of his own lands because, of course, he doesn't want to return one that's not his. Exile another card. He already played his land for turn, so I think from there he's just gonna pass and see what people do. So then, no creatures died, so untap and draw. I don't think there's anything interesting from the pile that he's going to want, but let's see. He's going to play a land for turn, and he's going to exile the top card. Not bad. He's going to go to combat. He's going to go 4 menace this way. He, of course, can't do anything, so he goes down to 23. He's going to mill 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. No go, so it gets another counter. This is the first time he's gone up to 5. I mean, 4 is rare. So then, I think for now, because he wants to see what he has, because, I mean, spoiler alert, he does have a response in his hand. I think for now, he's just going to pass. So there's nothing worth... actually, no, because I want to see what that guy with the counter's got. So he's going to, for 1, 2, 3... He's going to go ahead and cast... Actually, let's do it this way. For 3, he's going to attempt to cast Phyrexian Arena, trigger, top card. It's a 2-drop. So his 2 drops are no-go, but 3 drops are fine. So yeah, so I think he's just going to play that and pass. Okay, so now it's this player's turn. Untap, draw. Lands, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. There's nothing over there that's interesting to him. Well, actually, low-key, that's a lie. So what he's going to do is float a black. Right? Oh, sorry, float a white. Yeah, so he's going to float a white. He's going to play that other player's commander sphere. Trigger, he exiles the top. It's just a land. I think he's going to go ahead. Did he ever play land? I don't think he did. He's going to play that land. Wait, he did play land. I don't remember. So then for 4 white, he's going to play the classic Phyrexian Vindicator. Then he's going to go to combat and bless his own commander and then go 3. That way, of course, that guy doesn't want to lose his commander because that's the whole point of his deck. So he's going to get 3 of the 1/1s with Toxic. Gonna find it, promise. Somewhere here. It's got to be close because I just saw Power Stones. There's no way. Where did it go? Did I move it? Probably. Oh no, most of this is going to be trying to find it. Oh no. On the other side? Probably, because honestly, sometimes I don't have tokens and I need to put it face down so I can use my imagination. Wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was. Oh no, I still can't find it. Where are you? Oh, here they are. So he's going to get 3 of these. I'll put this one on top so I can find it better. He's going to get 3 of those. The 1/1s that can't block but do have Toxic 1. But luckily that guy won't take damage, and then he's going to pass. So now it's the Marin player's turn. Untap, upkeep, he surveils 1 because of that artifact. He's going to leave it on top and draw. Then, what's the scariest? Probably the Vindicator. So I think he is going to go ahead and... I think what he's going to do is for 3, play Ashnod's Altar. He's going to sacrifice it for 2, get 2 mana, get an experience. going to use the 2 mana and here's 3, so it doesn't matter. He's going to, for the 2 colorless and 2, he's going to play the Chupacabra, and he's going to blow up the Vindicator. So Vindicator dies, trigger, each loses 1, he gains 1, so he goes to 43, he goes to 22, he goes down, and he goes back up to 40. So then, he gets the experience counter, then he'll go to end step and bring back Spore Frog. So, owie. Yeah, that works. So, untap, draw. So now it's going to be a new mystery card. He doesn't know what to do, actually. So he's going to play a Temple. Scry 1. Leave that on top. Then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he does need to play at least 1 card. I think what he's going to do is for 2. No, he needs that. I think he's just, as weird as it is, going to go to discard and then pass. Because he does have some responses in hand. Oh, this player just realized that he kind of did something to himself that he didn't realize. So on the end step, he's going to flash this in and destroy his commander so it doesn't happen. So trigger, it is not a 4-drop. So the commander will die. He does get to draw another card though, which means he does have to exile a top card. Oh wait, no, because it died before he drew. So he's going to flash that in so he doesn't have to do that. Your creature upon tries, some died so he gains a life. And someone also died before, so he gains another life. And then he's going to proceed to his turn. He's like, no bullshit. Land for turn. Oh, he had a... We're going to pretend he said... I don't know. We made a misplay. That's okay. Lands, and then combat. That guy's getting scary, but he also doesn't want to get on his bad side. So he's going to go for it him again. Honestly, because he's been taking all the hits. 2, 8. Honestly, I think he's mainly been taking hits from him. So I'm just going to say he's dead to commander damage, which means any card that is his will go back. So let's check the back. All these belong to other players. That's his, so goodbye Commander Sphere. The island is his, so goodbye that. So he's dead. So this will go into exile, this will go into exile, this will go into exile. That's his. I think all of these are his at this point because he mainly just played his own cards. Oh, this is actually his. So that'll go into exile. All these are his, so he's dead. So that's 1 player down. No more trading cards shenanigans. So he's dead, and he's going to go into the next video. So he's gone. Really, it's just been that commander hitting him all game, so he might have lived the turn, but I think at this point he's like, oh, excuse me. So that will stay in exile because it was taken, not stolen. These will go in exile on the other. His land is exiled. And then these 2 are just exiled. Everything else can stay. Let's see if he has anything of his. I don't think he does. Nope, he's fine. He just has the Marin Forest. So yeah, so he's dead. He mills 4 cards. And he gets 2 enchantments out of it. Can't do the trading card game shenanigans anymore, so I think he's just going to, for 2, 3, 4, 5, play a card that gives his commander indestructible. Oh, he also loses life and draws a card. I missed that trigger. Oh. Yeah, whatever. And then for 4, he's going to make it to where everything will have to enter tap from now on. So then he's going to pass. Untap. Draw. He's going to do something gross. He's going to play a land. He's going to go to combat. He's going to actually No, he's not going to bless. He's just going to bless his commander, but it's not going to matter. He's going to go 3 Toxic at Marin, but on attacks, he's going to pay a white in this to play the card under there, which is All Is Dust. So they're lose a life, gain a life. I think the card sees it go away, so 1, 2, 3, lose 3, and then gain 1, 2, 3, 4. He is, of course, going to respond to Spore Frog. So, gain 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to gain 4, go back to 41. But yeah, All Is Dust is happening. So all of these will go away. Back in the command zone. All of these. He keeps the experience counter. I don't have an experience counter thing on me, so I'm just going to do it like that. So all those go away. This goes away. All these go away. That's his. These go away. Doesn't matter. He gave it indestructible, just be sacked. I hate that. That happened to me in Limited last night where I had something to give it indestructible, but then it didn't matter because he was able to do that. So, board wipe. Use a Spore Frog. Second main. He's going to play a couple more creatures. When this or another battlefield, that doesn't matter. So, and the other Phyrexians get bigger, so those are 2/2s now. So now it goes back to the Marin player. Untap draw. He's going to, for 6, lose a life. Play Marin again. Play a tap land and then end a turn. Bring back Spore Frog, which honestly just shuts that guy's deck down unless he could find a way around it. It also kind of shuts his deck around too. So I don't know if it's enough for these guys to scoop to it, but we'll see. So now I'm going to play a tap land, and then I don't know what he's going to play. I think for now he's just going to play a big 8/8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe something like that. I don't know. Because he's like, what else am I going to do against like this stuff? And so then he's going to pass. Untap. That Spore Frog is a problem. Draw, because like, how are we going to... he drew the answer. So for 2 white, he's going to attempt to cast Grand Arbiter. He's going to do this in response because that card says can't activate ability. So he's doing it on the cast before it resolves. And then he's going to play another creature for 4. And he can't do damage, so he's just going to pass. But that's a problem for Grand Arbiter, so he knows what he's going to do about it. He's going to draw. He's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think what he's going to do is, let me see how many creatures are in the graveyard. 5. So that'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's going to tap out. He's going to activate this ability, get more creatures. Let's put it over here. And he's going to play a Rise of the Dark Realms, which I think honestly these guys would scoop after that because basically he gets back Spore Frog. He also gets out Ravenous Chupacabra, which will kill them. He's also going to get back this and some more. They're all going to lose life. They're all going to get their cards back. He's going to drain them for a bunch, sack them, and not infinite, but like he could probably do enough synergy to start just bringing it back, killing them all. He could, of course, in response, give it indestructible, but I don't think it'll matter. I think realistically, unless these guys had board sweeps in their hand, which they don't. Oh, he could have done that last turn. Oh, he's so smart. Yeah, they would just lose all their creatures and stuff. So, well, he don't actually. Strangely, he most of his land is in his graveyard. Only one creature. Yeah, I think they would try, but realistically, scoop. I just realized he could have played that instead of that to probably do that, but I don't know. He was probably waiting just a bit longer. But Yeah, no, looks like Marin's got it. But yeah, so sometimes that's one of those cards I would get players just to scoop. Because it just takes all the creatures back and everything, and that's sort of why sometimes that's sort of how it goes. But yeah, no, that's sort of a walkthrough on how some games can go and how I usually think about it, and then